Everybody, Diet Coke Queen here. Hope everybody's doing good, staying safe. Yesterday's video and the day before's video was talking about graphing and sampling of surveys. So, first of all, when you're going to do a survey on anything, let's talk about what's your favorite cereal. If you look here at these boxes of cereal, we've got Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Reese's Puffs. We have lots of junk cereal in my house. If I was going to do a survey on what is your favorite cereal, then the population that I choose is going to change the kind of answers that I get. So if I'm surveying sixth graders, then I'm probably going to get answers like these cereals. If I'm surveying someone at the nursing home, then I'm probably going to get answers like corn flakes or shredded wheat or Raisin Bran, cereals that aren't as sugary, because I think that the older population tends to eat less sugary cereals. So when we make a survey, there are lots of things that we have to think about. One of the things that we have to think about is whether or not the survey is what we call biased or unbiased. And that was what I had you do for your homework, giving me a definition. A biased survey versus an unbiased survey. Okay. So a biased survey is a sample that only covers part of a population. So it covers part of a population. All right? So it's not bad. It's not bad if it's biased, but it's only covering a certain part of a population. So if I were to survey everyone in the whole world, what's your favorite kind of cereal, then it's not biased because I'm covering everyone. But if I was to only survey a sixth grade classroom, then it is biased because it's only covering a certain kind of people. Okay, so then an unbiased population represents an entire population. So, for the homework, I said, give me a definition of the difference between biased and unbiased. Some of you were way off. Some of you did a great job. Okay, now, when we go further into talking about surveys, I want to talk about two kinds of things that happen with a biased survey and two kinds of things that happen with an unbiased survey. So, first of all, if something is biased, it's only covering part of the population. So, for example, there's a survey called a convenience survey. Convenience. I'm going to call it convenience sample. And then there's one called a voluntary sample. Okay, so here are the two different kinds of bias samples. A convenience sample means I'm just going to survey this class because you're right in front of me and I can get an answer to my question. What's your favorite kind of cereal? But does that truly give results that are not skewed? Okay. A voluntary sample is something like I'm standing outside of Walmart and every single person that walks in, I say, what's your favorite kind of cereal? That's a voluntary sample. But again, it's biased because it's not specifically targeted at anyone. It's just covering a small group of people, okay? So biased samples are samples that cover part of a population. So they may be skewed to lean one way. An unbiased sample does not. It covers the entire population. So they are less skewed, okay? And there are two kinds there. We have a simple random sample. That's the first one. All right, so a simple random sample simply is if I were to put everybody's name in the entire population in a hat and I pick names out and they give me their favorite kind of cereal, then there is no bias there because everybody has an equal chance of being picked. So that is called a simple random sample. And then the last one is called a systematic random sample, systematic random sample, and that's doing almost the same thing, but it's more systematic. I would say, okay, every 20th person that walks through Walmart is going to be asked the question. That's a systematic random sample. So, again, the difference between a biased and unbiased. Biased means I'm targeting this little group of people and I'm trying to get them to answer a question. An unbiased survey means I'm doing everyone. So, what do? Well, if you're trying to find a certain kind of result because you're trying to prove a point, then chances are you're going to do a biased survey. If you're just trying to get true results that aren't skewed, then you're going to do more of an unbiased survey. It doesn't mean that one is right or wrong. You can get information doing it both ways. So I'm going to type up what it is that you're going to be doing on Monday. There will be one other question that you do tonight, and that'll be on Canvas. But on Monday, I'm going to have you actually do a small project. And I want you to get in touch with your friends. You can Zoom them, you can email them, you can text them. But you're going to be coming up with, and I'll give all the directions on Monday, you're going to be coming up with a survey. And you're going to survey as many people as you can. And then you're going to be creating a graph from that survey. And I want you to do it unbiased, and I want you to do it biased, and then I want you to compare the results of the two. So maybe for your bias survey, you decide to survey 20 people in the 6th grade. And then you ask the same question to 20 different members of your family or people that you just randomly could get in touch with to see if the results are different or the same. And I'll give more instructions for that on Monday. But watching the videos that I showed you, which I know they're a little boring, certainly not as exciting as the Diet Coke Queen. I know they're a little boring, but really they do a great job of making you understand the difference between a biased survey and an unbiased survey and why the sample population makes a difference when you're getting results. I guarantee you that when Nike decides to do a survey about what kind of shoes are the coolest, they're probably asking athletes. They're probably not asking someone who doesn't wear gym shoes, okay? So you have to think about those things when you hear about, the top notch or the top, when you hear results of things and they say, these are the best, this is what our survey concluded, then you have to think about where those results actually came from, which is why knowing the difference between a biased sample and an unbiased sample is important. So, all right, I think I have spoken enough on this today. I'm going to continue to bring to you more stuff that has to do with the 7th grade standards for Chapter 6, which this one is a 7th grade standard, so you do need to know that going into next year. And I will type up what today's question is, and have a safe and fun weekend, and I will see you all more on Monday. Adios from the Diet Coke Queen.